makes his way to the 46, and that's a first down with 6:45 remaining. Hollier makes the tackle. Kansas City has to go without a huddle.
First down.
And the catch is made by Birden, who's able to get out of bounds.
Interesting. This is what this offense is all about. The little high percentage passes, a little short game. You get to the receiver and let them run the ball, and we have not seen much of it. We've seen the bomb hurt Kansas City tonight with the 2 interceptions off of Bono in the end zone, one that should have been intercepted. But there's almost a desperation to the offense early on in the game, and now they're going back to the Kansas City offense.
2nd and 5. Bono guns one incomplete behind J.J. Birden. Well, if the Dolphins hold on and win it, they control their fate or destiny, however you want to describe it. They'd be a game in front of New England, and they'll have a lot of breathing room too, because if Miami and the Patriots wind up in a tie, Miami wins the tiebreaker by virtue of their 2 wins over New England. So in effect, it's like having a 2-game lead. 3rd down and 5 at the 50-yard line. And there's a flag down as the Dolphins jump. Short of the first down on the catch by Allen, but a marker.
Tackle by Frankie Smith. We have a flag on the play.
Offside, Miami. So Bernie Kukar will march. He's being told they'll be that much shy of the first down.
That's about the size of that cockroach that just ran across.
Can you believe that? I was going to say, you saw it too?
On the defense, number
Saw
53.
It. I thought it was an alligator.
5-yard penalty will repeat 3rd down.
I was going to put a leash on it.
Well, you never know what comes through this booth, and
I'll say it's
well, those
over the
lizards
years.
just did.
Look who just dropped by.
Right from the Okefenokee swamp.
Yeah.
3rd and
we need the Orkin man.
short 1 to 45. And this is Kimball Anders picking up the first down, which is fine, but they got to step it up in a hurry because they're going to need 3 scores down by 17.
Somewhere along the line, can almost be assured that Bono is going to try to air one out, probably to Birden. He represents most of the speed.
He goes to the far side and overthrows Willie Davis. It'll be 2nd and 10. Miami will go to Indianapolis next week, and then they'll close it out here on Christmas night against the Detroit Lions. A lot of very interesting games over the next couple of weekends coming up.
That Christmas night game, that's an ESPN game, correct? That thing could have a whole lot riding on it.
2nd and 10 at the 42. And that's incomplete. Oh, and Marcus Allen gets taken for a ride by Hollier, but he gently places him back down on the turf, and it will be 3rd down.
And all of a sudden, Bono is putting a whole lot of air under the football. It's sailing all over the place. Overthrows Davis on the sideline, tosses that one over Marcus Allen. That's Matt Blunden on the right, number 14.
There's a lot of Matt, isn't it? 6'6",
yeah,
230-pounder.
3rd down and 10.
I think that's Derek Walker again, the tight end.
That's trick for him.
Start. Number 82 on the offense prior to the snap. The 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
But one of the to watch if you're head coach.
Yep. And one of the good guys in the National Football League, Marty Schottenheimer. He is one of the good people in this game. He learned how to coach the right way. He has had really excellent and remarkable success over his career. You can't judge everything a coach does by whether or not he won a Super Bowl. Marty Schottenheimer has coached as well as anybody in this league over the last 10 years.
3rd and 15. And it is incomplete. Incomplete, not intercepted. Chris Green coming up with the football.
And we're close to having a little explosion over here.
4th and 15.
Number 90 there is Marco Coleman, former All-American linebacker at Georgia Tech that's been converted to a defensive end here in Miami. And there are 5 minutes and 3 seconds left in this ball game, and I hope that these guys are able to keep their tempers in check down the home stretch here.
What you just mentioned, Dan, is probably one of the problems that Miami's had defensively, and Coleman really was, like you said, an All-American linebacker, forced to go to the defensive end position.
Right.
4th and 15. Trying to keep it going, and the catch is made at the 28 by J.J. Birden, and that's enough for a first down.
Boy, and what a catch that was. You got to get the ball to Birden somewhere. If you need 17 points to get back into this game, he's the one that can explode for you.
18-yard pickup. They stay alive. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. They swing it out here to Eric Martin. He steps out of bounds at the 24-yard line. The 2nd down and 5.
Well, this crowd starts to thin out here at Joe Robbie Stadium, but that's only because they have left a little early and left very happy. They are seeing their Dolphins turn in a performance that has kind of put to rest the December swoon of a year ago. They won a game they had to win, and they won it and appears to be winning it pretty convincingly here tonight.
Bono under pressure, floats one incomplete.
Well, they had a mini swoon going this December, too. They had lost 3 of the last 4.
And that's why they have kind of cemented it a little bit, put it away with this thing here.
It's not in the minds of the fans. So I think some of the players were concerned. I think we put it right to Don last night when we talked with him, and you just don't know what to do with it. How do you turn it around when it starts to happen?
Well, you can say all you want to, Frank and Al, as you well know. Oh, last year was last year. You know, this is this year. We don't think about that. Baloney, you don't think about it. Nobody forgets a collapse of that magnitude.
3rd down and 5, and the papers and the radio stations won't let you forget it. Here's Anders taking it to the 20-yard line. And
Chris Green there, number 42, he's arguing that some of the Kansas City offensive linemen came in late and got some late shots. You have to admire Kansas City. These guys are staying with it. They see their backs stood up. They're going to come in and try to help out. That's the way the game's played.
They're going to get a measurement.
Ball came loose at the end.
They might have blown the whistle at this point. If they hadn't blown it, they should have blown it.
I think that's a whistle that's blown because of forward progress. When the guy has stood up and it appears that he has no chance of breaking out, that whistle will be blown.
That's John Sandusky, who is the assistant head coach.
Started his football career at the Cleveland Browns. Don Shula. They've been together almost ever since.
On 1st and 10, the catch is made by Derek Walker, but Walker can't get out of bounds. Clock keeps rolling.
When Don Shula had to miss practice because of his Achilles tendon surgery on Friday morning, it's John Sandusky who takes over. He is really an extension of Don Shula and has been just a fine offensive line coach in this league for decades.
2nd and 6. And Bono throws into the end zone, and Davis makes the catch for the touchdown. So Kansas City still breathing. That makes it 38-27. They still need 2 more scores, regardless of what they do here, in terms of the extra point attempt, whether they want to go for 1 or 2.
Really no need to go for 2.
They're going to need a touchdown and a field goal to tie if they go for 1.
Well, 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions still leave them a point short.
Frankie Smith on the coverage in what appeared to be some kind of a zone. It certainly wasn't what you would expect from goal line coverage.
Lin Elliott boots it through, so that makes the score 38-28 with 3:26 remaining in regulation, and the Chiefs were able to execute that drive without using a timeout, but they used one earlier in the half, and so they have 2 and the 2-minute warning and a probable onside kick attempt coming up here.
Boy, a good look at that catch there by Willie Davis. Craig Janoff, our director, and our crew have been all over this thing tonight. Nice job, guys and gals.
Willie Davis, and what a thrill he and Montana gave us those weeks ago when we were out in Denver. 30-28 victory in the last 8 seconds for Kansas City over the Broncos.
You know, lost in that moment, I think, was the fantastic job that Davis did on that touchdown catch.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody will always remember Montana, but Willie made the catch running along the goal line and then had to go back in. And I was talking to Montana about that before the game tonight, and Joe said Davis was my 3rd option on that play. I was looking for Tracy Green, the tight end, and then somebody else, and then there was Davis, and that's typical Montana.
Well, the Denver defensive team will love to hear you say that.
Yeah. It's a scoop.
To sort of moan.
Yeah.
3rd option.
3rd option.
Well, Denver, what a turnaround by them.
Yeah.
Talked a lot about various teams tonight, but they've hung in there, still alive.
Now, what do you think of this?
This ball takes a different bounce on this natural surface. You're trying to get 2 bounces and then the 3rd bounce to take it up in the air. And these kickers are amazing at pulling this off.
Well, you've got Lin Elliott.
This looks like the start of the land rush in Oklahoma, John.
There will be some collision.
And here they go. And it goes out of bounds.
Well, that ball didn't go 10 yards.
So that's not pretty. Like I said, they're so good at it.
Kurt Schottenheimer is the special teams coach, Marty's brother.
We have a short free kick out of bounds. By rule, it is a 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
And then you can do it one more time.
Yeah, and that's the last time.
And that's it. Yeah, that can happen once.
See, I don't think this penalty, to tell you the truth, is severe enough.
Yeah.
Because you retain possession of the football, and I think that's right. I'm not sure that's really what everybody had in mind when they set this thing up like that.
And you're right, because they didn't really have it in mind, because if you do it again, then the other team's going to get the football.
Yeah, here, you did the first one so poorly that you get a 5-yard penalty, and if you do this one well, and you get possession, there really is such a little penalty that it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean it's wrong, because it doesn't make sense to me.
It was late in the game. It needs to be discussed.
Here we go again. It has to go 10 yards.
Get up, get up, get up.
Ooh, but it's taken by the Dolphin at the 35-yard line. And off to the races, and taking it down to the 2-yard line is Tyrone Braxton.
Oh, a special teams coach nightmare.
Speaking of the Denver Broncos, the longtime Bronco comes up with a big play. That's where the ball did take the good hop. It took the big hop. It's just that everybody in a white shirt chose to run right by Braxton. The first wave went past him, and the first wave ended up being the only wave. Danon Hughes, the receiver, got a hand on him. But those guys are there for their hands, not their tackling ability. Heads up play by Braxton.
1st and goal for Miami. They lead by 10. Irving Spikes is the tailback in this set. James Saxton is the fullback. They give it to Irving. And it's another Miami touchdown.
About 7.8 for style points there.
Waving Spikes with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season.
Forward somersault.
Great look at it here. Talk about coming right at you. Don't flinch.
Tracy Rogers, 52, trying to get in there.
Talk about sacrificing your body for a touchdown. Kenny Wolf.
We did it.
Producing this telecast, giving us, how many different angles do we have down there?
Our Hall of Fame producer.
Something tells me we probably had about 5 or 6 more angles on that.
Stoyanovich boots it through. It's the biggest point output for Miami this season as they put 45 up on the board.
But you know, here we go. Here's another one. What's this? Is this 5? This might be number 5 on.
Well, this might be the best one. Simeon being taken on there by
look at that.
Saxon.
Hey, that's good looking stuff.
Simeon, the only one who could have stopped that, and Saxon hammered into him.
Well, we haven't seen this one yet either.
Yeah.
All right. You got another one? Come on, Kenny and Craig. Come on. You got more?
You got
There's
another one down there?
That's another one. I dare you to come up with one more. I dare you to come up with one more.
Yep.
Oh, well, that is a slam dunk on your part.
Accounting just called. They want to know how many tape machines we have down there.
Obviously a bunch. I know you got one more down there. You're holding out on me.
From the blip.
The blip.
I think it's just fascinating that the night after the crew party that they could find all those.
Come on, guys. Your integrity. There's another one there. We just got the half line on the left. Folks at home, if you don't know what it looks like down on our truck, Craig Janoff, our director, and Kenny Wolf, our producer, are sitting in front of a bank of monitors with whole bunches of cameras tied into tape machines, and they take their their pick, and that's kind of what the smorgasbord that sits in front of them every single play of the game.
There they are. They're watching the Letterman show.
How about those boys in the tape truck?
Wrong network.
Stoyanovich's pick is taken by John Vaughn, who's at a workout and a half tonight. Well, as long as it's our only Miami, well, before we do that, the Wendy Sweet Tour Challenge coming your way Saturday, featuring stars of the PGA Senior Tour and the LPGA Tour, and Norman, and Nicholas, and Nancy Lopez up there. And then from Jamaica, the Johnny Walker World Championship coverage this Saturday and Sunday right here on ABC.
Oh, is that Johnny Walker right there?
Well, do they play Scotch foursomes down there?
No, I think that's
Freddie Couples.
Okay. From the 32-yard line. Bono throws, and that's incomplete, intended for J.J. Birden.
Did you see where about 6 weeks ago Fred Couples had a hole-in-one in that one tournament, and that's his first hole-in-one ever?
That was
Kapalua. That's where I was on Kapalua.
Was a surprise.
Now, how about that? Now, every amateur golfer in the world who's never had a hole-in-one, I used to take solace in the fact that Fred Couples never had a hole-in-one, and now it's gone.
Well, now he's tied with Debbie Deardorff for a hole-in-one, right?
That's true.
And with Frank Gifford.
That's the worst part of it all, when your wife has more holes in one than you do.
2nd and 10. The catch is made by J.J. Birden.
That's the price I pay. She's a better golfer than I.
I'll attest to that. 3rd and 2.
Because she's better than you, too.
Oh, yes. Marty Schottenheimer, 45 points allowed, and that's an ignominious statistic on his resume right now. 45 points allowed, most of his career during the regular season. 3rd and 2 at the 40. And Bono hitting the rookie Bennett. And he is stopped at the 40. And it will be 4th down. Well, Mark Collins and the Kansas City defense.
Scratch your heads is right.
They'll fly home, and Marty's going to take a timeout here to conserve what he can on the clock with 2:28 remaining in regulation.
And coaches' lives cross so frequently in such strange ways. Tom Olivadotti was assistant coach under Marty Schottenheimer at Cleveland in 85 and 86. Secondary coach. Great respect for one another. And the pupil gets the better of this one tonight.
A lot of speculation here in South Florida. People wondering about the future of Don Shula and how long he's going to coach this team. He has a contract that runs through 1996, I believe, that negotiated with new team owner Wayne Huizenga, and he has the option to go to the front office anytime he chooses to become director of operations, and all he'll say is, I won't evaluate whether or not I'll coach his team until a season is over, and it's kind of a year-to-year thing.
And that ends the discussion.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, he ends the discussion when he wants to, doesn't
Yes.
he?
Well, a lot of the speculation clearly is fueled by an area resident, not fueled by him, but fueled through the presence of Jimmy Johnson. The question mark surrounding Jimmy Johnson, the fact that a lot of fans would like to someday see Jimmy Johnson succeed Don Shula, whenever that day might be.
Won't we find out Sunday?
Well, I don't think so. 4th and 2. I have to laugh in a way. I mean, Jimmy's going to make a big announcement. But if Jimmy says on Sunday, let me ask you a question. If Jimmy says on Sunday,
5-yard penalty, still 4th down,
that he's going to stay at Fox and remain in television next year, what's to preclude somebody coming in after the season with an offer that blows them away?
People in this business have been known to change their minds.
Oh, yes, they have.
Oh, no. So, it's, I don't think that it's etched in stone.
That was classic. 4th and 7.
Do you have it, for instance?
At the 47. Oh, man.
Well, of course, if Jimmy Johnson says that he's going to stay in broadcasting, the first thing that everybody in Miami here is going to think that he's just going to give it one more year and wait for Don Shula to go upstairs. So, you know, the people who would like to see Jimmy Johnson succeed Don Shula here with the Dolphins are hoping that his announcement is, I'm not going to coach next year. Because face it, his success here with the University of Miami Hurricanes has not been forgotten by the people in Miami.
There are a couple of current coaches around the league that are hoping that Jimmy's announcement next week will be, I'm not going to coach next year. All of them. 2nd and 10 at the 47. And Bono flips it incomplete, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 45 to 28. There's a look at that hard-working, industrious, diligent tape truck we referred to earlier. Give him a hand. Somebody's got to do it.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
Makes the catch. Touchdown! He's gone! Touchdown!
It is. Yes! He held on to the ball!
He's going to go! He's going over! Pass caught by Clark! Clark got a touchdown!
The greatest season in NFL history.
In their 75th anniversary season, NFL owners and players have a message for all football fans.
Okay. 154 remaining in regulation. We've churned a few more numbers of late. And the latest information now in terms of Kansas City with a loss is they go to 7-7, but they can get in to the playoffs by winning their last two, because they will own a tiebreak advantage over the Raiders if they beat them in the final game of the season. And they could conceivably sneak into the number 6 playoff spot.
You got that, Dan?
Oh, yep.
Oh, yeah. Repeat it. You got it.
That's why I never sat in the first row in class.
3rd and 10. Bono to Donnell Bennett. Crawls to the 46-yard line, and Brian Cox makes the tackle. It'll be 4th down and 3. Our executive producer is Jack O'Hara. And the Wolfman, the one and only Ken Wolf, producing tonight's game. Ray Janoff, our director. On 4th down and 4 as the Chiefs trying to keep the drive alive. And Lake Dawson makes the catch and is out of bounds at the 41. Our technical director, Joe Chavo. Once again, no knuckle jobs. Ben Harvey, our associate producer. Jaime Bravo is our AD, as those of us in the business like to call it. Bob Simon, our production manager. Dennis Zabo and Jim Licata, our tech operations manager. Fred King, our assistant to the producer emeritus.
The best.
And Brian Gordon. Steve Hurd, our unparalleled director of information. And the gang. Our entire gang here in Miami as the catch is made by J.J. Birden, who takes the hard hit but holds on to the football. So County producing halftime, or halftime crew, and to the gang up here, Andrea Bryan handling our booth. George Hill, as always, our statistician. And Malibu Kelly Hayes letting me know that J.J. Birden has just made that last catch at the 17-yard line.
Hey, don't you like J.J. Birden bouncing up after that tremendous hit a moment ago by J.B. Brown, coming right back with another completion.
Mark Amento and Brian Mobilson, our online computer statistics folks.
Another one in the bank for Dan Marino as he fights and strives for that one thing that's eluded him, and that's a Super Bowl.
2nd down and 3. Bono has it tipped at the 5-yard line, tipped away incomplete by Tyrone Braxton. So Miami will be hanging a loss on Kansas City. Miami will be 9-5 and remain on top by their lonesome in the East, and the Chiefs are on their way to dropping to 7-7.
Reality theater.
Bono to Bennett. And that much time remaining in tonight's game. It's on to New Orleans next week to see the Dallas Cowboys in action against the Saints. And the game could mean something to the Cowboys if the 49ers lose to Denver this week.
Even if that doesn't happen, it means something to them to get it back together again, coming off a loss, and
you hear the expression,
gearing up for the playoffs.
You hear the expression all the time. That is a moon over Miami.
Yeah, that is.
And Miami, congratulations. Yep. You're in the postseason tournament known as the NFL playoffs.
Right. The 5th team to go in.
They deserve congratulations, too, for the past few days. And
Richie.
And some of the nations here, they pulled it off with nary a hitch. At least that we know of.
Here we come. They can print postseason tickets. It doesn't mean they're here necessarily to host a game, but it does mean they're in. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. And it's incomplete. Almost caught by Jimmy Johnson. 2nd down. Brian Cox put the pressure on and sent Bono to the turf. Was that a possum hunting moon, by the way, Dan? As a city boy, I don't know from moons.
I'm not. I got to tell you, I'm not up on my possum hunting moons. I'm not sure if it is or not. There's only one man who is the definitive authority of possum hunting moons, and he's number 88 for the Miami Dolphins.
Keith Jackson. On 2nd and 10. Here's Greg Hill making the catch and taken down at the 7-yard line.
I only know about shovel passes and the Palouse and such.
Absolutely. And Lee Grosscup, an old teammate of Frank Giffords.
Made P.J. Clark's famous.
Speaking of Keith Jackson. 3rd and 5. Bono throws, and it's picked off in the end zone. And what a way to end it. Muhammad Oliver puts the Exclamation point on this Miami victory.
Ooh, and a long night for Steve Bono.
And I don't know if Brian Cox is just tired.
That was a celebration. He's tired, but there's two kinds of tired. There's the kind that the green shirts have and the kind the white shirts have, and believe me, the green shirted tired is a lot better.
Good leaping interception by Oliver.
That was Bono's 55th pass of the night. And again, one of those circumstances is you look at Joe Montana, who figures to be ready to start against Houston next week. Another case of a quarterback throwing for more than 300 yards and losing. Bono 314 tonight.
You're not Dan Marino. That so often happens. He throws for 300. He usually wins it.
And Don Shula, and get used to seeing Don because he's going to have to remain in that cast and on crutches for several weeks. But Don picks up his 318th regular season win, ties him with George Halas for the most ever in the regular season. Dan Marino tonight throws for 241 yards and 2 scores. The Dolphins are 9-5.
And if the Dolphins keep playing the way they played tonight, Shula might remain in that cart long after he's healthy.
And
designer cast there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Miami, along with San Francisco, Dallas, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Next week, we'll talk to you from the Superdome in New Orleans. It'll be the Saints and the Cowboys. Till then, Al Michaels, Frank, for Dan Deirdre, Lynn Swan. Good night from Miami.